Hi, I'm Kirk Evans, president of U.S. LawShield. We are here today to talk about a recent ruling out of the U.S. Supreme Court that impacts firearms and the definition of firearms under federal law. So on August 8th, 2023, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a stay pending appeal of a decision out of the Northern District of Texas on the recent redefinition or redefining of what a firearm is under federal law. So let's take this from two angles. One is, what are the new rules and what are the new definitions of firearms? And then two, what are the court proceedings and what did the U.S. Supreme Court do? So first, the current administration, through the ATF, essentially redefined what a firearm is under federal law this year through administrative rulemaking. So they did not go to Congress and get a new law passed. Instead, they went to the administrative rules and redefined what a firearm is or is considered under federal law. So in the past, a firearm is, what most people thought of as a firearm. It was a gun, as you would picture a gun. That gun was a firearm, and as a result, had to be serialized, and then you had to go through all the typical procedures you need to go through if you're an FFL selling that firearm. And in addition, certain receivers and things like that were also considered firearms and had to be serialized. I had to fill out a form 4473 if you were going to sell one. That was considered a firearm. There's a lot more to it than that. The rule is extremely long. All the comments and opinions and things like that are very, very long. Can't get through all that today. But essentially, the new rule put into place by this administration redefined what a firearm is under federal law. And now, under certain circumstances, the precursor parts to a firearm can be considered firearms in and of themselves and must be serialized, and you must go through 4473, the typical regulatory steps in order to sell those items. So certain component parts and certain kits used to build firearms are now themselves considered to be firearms, and you have to go through all of the normal regulatory NICS check and things like that if you are to sell those items. So that's the new rule put into place this year by the current administration. So what happened in the courts? The court said that is a matter for Congress, not for the ATF or the administration to redefine a firearm. So the court held that the current administration overstepped their regulatory authority, and that was a matter for Congress, that if you want to change the definition of firearm, go get a new law passed, but the ATF can't do it by itself. So after that ruling out of the Northern District of Texas, the U.S. government said, we would like a stay of this ruling pending appeal. So what does that mean? We would like your court's ruling to not go into effect while we have a chance to take this up on appeal to the Fifth Circuit and then to the U.S. Supreme Court. The Northern District of Texas said, no, you are not going to get a stay pending appeal. So the U.S. government went to the Fifth Circuit and said, hey, they didn't give it to us down here. We would like a stay pending appeal, meaning this new decision by the Northern District of Texas does not go into effect while we appeal this case. Fifth Circuit said no. They said, we'll expedite your appeal, but you're not getting a stay. So the U.S. government went to the Supreme Court, said, hey, we would like a stay pending appeal. And the Supreme Court issued its ruling on August 8th, 2023, granting a stay. The Supreme Court has not made a final ruling on any of these issues. It has merely said the Northern District of Texas's ruling is on hold while this case gets appealed to the Fifth Circuit and then perhaps to the U.S. Supreme Court. So, good news is, if you're a U.S. LawShield member, at no additional cost to you, you are entitled to call in and ask to speak to your independent program attorney and discuss all of these issues. So if you own or possess one of these items that might now be considered a firearm, or you're thinking of buying something that might fall into the new definitions, and you wonder, how does this recent ruling impact me? How does the stay impact me? How does the Northern District of Texas's ruling impact me? Call in, have the attorney walk you through it at no additional cost to you. So thanks for watching this video. For more information about U.S. LawShield, go to uslawshield.com. Thank you.